Joining us from Penn, head coach Steve Donahue, student athletes Clark Slackert, Jordan Dingle, Lucas Monroe. We'll begin with an opening statement from Coach, open up for questions for the student athletes, and as a reminder, please state your name and affiliation before your question. Coach.
Thanks. It's a difficult way to end your season, in particular when I feel the group here, locker room in general, just did everything they could, preparation-wise and competing at a high level. It's just been one of the more difficult in my career because I typically feel like, what you get, what you deserve. And not that we didn't get what we deserve in this sense, but I thought the level of effort that they gave, I couldn't ask for more, and just give Princeton credit. They finished the job down the stretch.
Questions for the student athletes? Up front.
Thanks. Jonathan Tannenwald of the Philadelphia Inquirer. Jordan, first for you and to anybody else who'd like to answer. What, if anything, do you think went wrong down the stretch?
It's hard to say. I think that Princeton just made a lot of tough shots. There was a couple of things that we allowed to happen, offensive rebounds that we shouldn't have. And, maybe if we come up with those, the outcome is a little bit different, but it's a really long game and a lot of things go into that. I think if we don't give up some silly fouls towards the end, then it might be a different outcome as well. It's just something that comes with maturity and being poised when the game isn't going exactly the way you want it to.
Questions?
Jared Levison, cityofbasketball.com. For any of the players, you guys, it was one of the more physical games I've seen you guys play all year. Just what was your mentality coming to the game, and what was really working for you guys?
Yeah, it was a physical game. I think we expected it to be, and those are the kind of games that we like. Whether it's just like boxing dudes out, getting physical on the ball screens, we just compete for 40 minutes. That's our goal, and I thought that we competed for a little less than 40 minutes tonight, and that was why we lost.
Anything with that, buddy?
Caleb Crane, Daily Pennsylvanian, for Jordan and then anyone else. Nick Spinoza, there was a good two-man game going for the two of you at times. Was that always going to be a priority, or is that something that you made the read on the court from?
No, that was definitely something we made the read on the court from. In terms of offensive priorities, we were really looking to push the ball in transition and get it moving early. But as I started to score more, they really started to focus more on me, and they were leaving their center out to almost double me at times. And I just had to continue to make the read, and Nick and Max Lorca-Lloyd kept on making great plays with catching the ball and finishing at the rim.
Any other questions?
For any of the players, you guys are returning 4 of your 5 starters. Thoughts on running back next year, but also, playing with Lucas, your time here and the impact he's had on you and the program.
Yeah, Lucas has had a tremendous impact on all of us, on the court, off the court, in the locker room. I can't speak highly enough of Lucas. Personally, I've looked up to him my time here at Penn. Super thankful for him. He's had a really positive impact on me, and I know I can speak for the younger guys when I say that too. So he's going to be missed for sure, a lot, but I'm excited to run it back for sure.
I think that I have a bit of a unique perspective in that I came in with Lucas as well as the other seniors, and seeing his growth from the day that we got here until now has been absolutely incredible. This guy deserves the world. He definitely deserved the win today. He worked hard since he first committed to Penn, I'm sure even before that. And his leadership this year was something that we really needed at times. And if you just look at the way we started off the game, you know what I mean, him pressuring Tosan, forcing a turnover, like you couldn't ask for anything more. He left his heart out there, and we all just followed his lead.
Hey, Coach. Kyle Morello, Big Five Pod. I just want to ask you about your offense on Tosan, or rather, when not on Tosan. It seemed like you guys, and especially in the first half, were trying to get the ball to the bigs whenever Tosan wasn't guarding them, and it seemed like it was a specific effort. Was that something you guys talked about beforehand, or was it just something as the game went along and you noticed the mismatches potentially coming?
Well, they go small, and it's effective offensive lineup for them with Kelman out of the game, with Awoma with the ball, and then Pierce in the 4. I think Nick has an advantage in that case. It's also a time that we can get them in rotation. They'll dig and help, and so that's always been part of what we thought inside out. And for the most part, I thought we did that pretty consistently. And you can see it was kind of a chess game a little bit, back and forth, taking out. And the kid Martini, give him credit, he made shots on our big, and then we had to go small, and hence had advantage on the offensive end at times. But yeah, I think all in general, we always like to play inside out if we can.
We have time for one more for the student athletes.
Walker Carnathan, Daily Pennsylvanian. For you, Lucas, obviously a tough game, but I just wanted to ask what Penn basketball has meant to you and what it's been like going to war with these guys every single week.
Penn basketball has meant everything. I think any other players would say that. It's unfortunate, obviously, someone has to win, someone has to lose. I saw a story the other day, this guy talking about just success and winning. And he talks about winning not necessarily rewarding hard work. I think I don't mean that in a pessimistic way, just in that you can do like everything possible and be prepared. And guys are in the gym all the time, and everyone wants to win and they give their all. But sometimes shots just don't fall. Sometimes the ball just doesn't go in. And that's kind of the gamble you play when you're trying to achieve something. So it just kind of reminds me of this. We did everything we could. We come to practice every day and we work hard. And guys love each other and they love the program. No one complains about playing time. We just want to win. That's our goal. So I'm going to miss the guys. I expect them to come next year and beat Princeton and beat Yale and whoever else is going to be here, win the championship, and I'll be watching from wherever I am. But I'm going to miss playing with them, and I appreciate the coaches, managers, trainers, strength coaches, everyone that has helped me over the last 4 years.
Clark, Jordan, Lucas, thank you.
We've always talked about this being the goal, and I believe we're done. There's a lot of philosophy behind it, but no, we're done.
Paul Snyder, Montauk's son. Coach, 2:05 left in the game. Spinoso scores. You're down 71-70. You don't score another point after that. And at 1:23, he gets that offensive foul that I thought could have been a no call. Your feeling on that?
In that, too, we can't really control that. I thought we went the right place and thought Nick made the right play. They were spaced out. He had a one-on-one against a kid who has a hard time guarding him. But also, down the other end, I believe they got an offensive rebound and gave him a second chance. We each game against Princeton did the math. I'm big and looking at, how well did we play for most of the game? The previous 2 games were about 73% of the time we led or tied. Today was 68% of the time. We talked about finishing it, 10-round fight. Those 4-minute segments, there's 10 of them, and we didn't finish the last one. And they did. God, I hear you.
Hi, Coach. Jay Coachlick from the Big Five Pod. Just wanted to ask you from a schematic standpoint, kind of a unique situation. Obviously, your third time playing this team, but second week in a row that you're playing them. So I just wanted to know how much you implemented your game plan for something like this, or just you got to be better than the other team. You know them very well.
The answer is a little bit of both. I think Mitch would say the same. They had a couple wrinkles. We had a couple different things, and then we both guarded slightly differently as well. I thought we executed our plan really well. Guarded terrific. Took advantage of what they gave us, and I thought they played well too. I thought it was like this league is ridiculous. These four teams and two, Brown being excellent, Harvard a really talented team, and I think your point about 2 minutes left, like your best at the most critical time has to be there. I'm also going to say, like, I thought Jordan was so good today, worthy of the Player of the Year. In a lot of ways, maybe his best game of the year. They were so aggressive with him, and to thread the needle for 6 assists, no one turnover when they're that much attention to him, just shows you another part of his game that I don't think people realize. He also defended, and he was not good last Saturday. He was excellent today and guarded Alaka and goes 2 for 12 or whatever. Just thought it was such a great performance by him.
Front row.
Yeah. Coach Caleb Crane, Daily Pennsylvanian. A pair of questions on lineups and schematics. First off, was it a conscious decision to have George Smith guarding Tosan for most of the game, even though you're giving up some height there? And then second of all, in the second half, especially as you were getting into some foul trouble, what was your mindset behind keeping your guys out on the court and keeping some people like Andrew Lechkowski on the bench?
I think we made the substitution decision to put Jonah Charles in those minutes that Andrew has been getting, just to space the floor, give us another shooter. I thought it helped for the time he was in there. Nothing against Andrew, just that. The foul, George is a great defender. I thought he really guarded Awoma really well. But at the same time, we try to mix it up with him, give him the physicality of George and the length of Lucas and Max Smarts and Max Lerkeloid, and send traps and don't send traps. Like, that kid is such a good all-around basketball player, and he makes everyone around him so much better. And I thought we did a good job. Like, he's a really good player. I'm sorry, I'm doing your job now.
You're good. Go ahead.
Yeah, I can hear you. Come on.
Right here. Okay. Right here in the front.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I shouldn't be doing your job.
Coach, I just want to know if there was anything you could say about Clark's performance today. It felt like the second half he really played a big role in keeping the offense calm, hitting some big shots when you needed it. Just felt like one of his best games of the year.
Yeah, Clark's had such an interesting year. He was shot out of a cannon at the beginning of the year, and then he has that Brown game, and then the league takes notice, as they do in this league, and they got physical with him. And he's a young player. This is, 24th, 25th Ivy League game that he's played, and now that's, I think, 6 out of 8 double-figure games in big moments. I like whistle like I do one time in transition late in the game, and I wish I didn't, because I think he had that look where he was going to go get one, and I think I made him hesitate a little bit. But I'm hoping he has 2 more years here. I think, and we talked about 4 of our 5 stars, our 5 leading scorers are back. This group has been so much together, and when I sit back and look, I'm excited what we got, and he's a big part of where we're going to eventually get to, hopefully.
Second row on the left.
Stephen, last 2 games with Princeton, there was a big run or runs that was a determining factor. This one was more of a grinded out type thing. How much tougher was that? And did you see maybe a run coming?
In some ways, I think this is just like last Saturday. We were up, we didn't have a lead, but it was 66-58, and we got stuck on 66. Today, as you mentioned, we got stuck, and there's a couple things that I'm second-guessing myself right now that I could have done for the guys. It's a great they're really good. Thought we competed. It comes down to execution, and I think somebody mentioned that offensive rebound by Pierce was a crusher at the end, and those are the type of plays that end up deciding it.
Time for one more. Two more.
Hi, Allison Nelson, Daily Pennsylvanian. Coach, with the season pretty much coming to a close at this point, what are your raw reactions to how this season went and just overall thoughts on this year?
My thoughts always go to the four seniors that are never going to wear this uniform again, and what they did for us. And this is as you guys know, been such a crazy 4 years for Penn and for all of us in the pandemic, and the frustrations and the disappointments and all the things that they went to. But and I think Clark touched on it. Like Lucas has started games in his career and then would never play again and then start again. And same for Max Lurka-Lloyd and Jonah Charles. And heck, Michael Moskovitz was a great player for us last year. And my point is, like, nothing's ever changed about their approach to helping the team win. And this day and age, there's not a lot of programs that are like that, or kids that are dedicated to the team as much as those guys. And that's why I wanted them to experience tomorrow in the NCAA tournament, because that would have been, to me, the reward that we could have given them.
Last question right here.
Steve, the point that you just made about next year and what could be with everybody coming back, how big does next season become?
Yeah, I'm excited as heck for where we're going. I love this team, and even younger guys that didn't play much, the Cam Throwers, Eddie Hollins, with the addition of a terrific recruiting class. And now, there's some ways we're experienced, because I think we're the sixth, and they talk about continuous minutes from last year to this year. But we're still 270th youngest team in the country. It was just how the pandemic hit us. And now, with all these experience, I think we're going to have a great spring and summer, and fired up to come back and have a great year. And I feel good where we're at. I do. I feel real excited.
Coach, thank you.
Thanks.